In this beginner Blender Python exercise, we'll cover an example of using nested for loops. And if you stick around, I'll show you some exercises to solidify your knowledge. Hey, I'm Victor Stepanoff. I'll be guiding you through this beginner Blender Python exercise. Today, we'll continue to add to our Python toolbox, and in particular, our for loop toolbox. In this video, we'll go over nested for loops, meaning a for loop inside of a for loop. We'll be building on top of the knowledge of for loops that you already have. If you haven't seen my previous video on basic for loops, I would recommend you check that out before continuing with this video. All right, let's jump in. We're gonna go into the scripting workspace and then hit new right here to create a new script. And as always, we would import BPY just to make sure that Python has access to Blender. All right, now let's clear the scene by hitting AX and then delete. And we'll be working with cubes, so let's add a cube by hitting Shift A and then adding a cube and just copying this code that adds a cube into our script. I'm going to delete everything from these arguments except the location. And I'm going to create a new variable called count and set it to 10. Next, I'm going to add a for loop, I in range, and then 10. Oh, not 10, I'm going to use count. And then we're going to calculate the current x, and we're going to be doing that by multiplying I by 3, so we can nicely space out each one of these cubes. And I'm going to use this x variable that we created in the for loop right here in the x location coordinate. All right, so let's clear the scene, AX and then delete, and then run the script. All right, you can see that we have a row of 10 cubes. You've probably seen this already in a number of my videos. We'll be starting with this, and now we're going to go in the Y direction as well. And to do that, I'm going to just copy this for loop right here. I'm going to select everything, these two lines, by holding Shift and hitting the down arrow and then hitting Tab to indent, so making sure that all the code is indented under the second for loop. I'm going to change the variable from I to J, and I'm going to add another piece of code right here that will calculate the Y coordinate for our cubes. So I'm going to calculate the Y the same way as we did for the X, but also I need to update this to J. All right, so I'm going to just use Y right here. Let's clear the scene again and run our script. All right, you can see that now we have a whole set of cubes going in the Y and the X direction. We can use these variables right here to, for example, go from not just count, but maybe just change this to 1. And let's see what that creates. Let's run the script, and now you can see the row is going along the Y axis right here. You could also change this to 1, and this will only run this code once and add a cube right in the middle of the scene. So as you can see, so even though we're writing for loops here, the code right here is only repeating once. You probably never would write this on your own, right? But this is just an example of how you can control the for loops. All right, so let's just change this back to count, and we can actually use this this I variable right here in the range. So every single time, so this will repeat I count times, and each time we're going over this, we're going to be using whatever is in the I variable, right? It's going to be first 0, then 1, then 2, and so on until 9. So let's clear the scene and run the script. All right, see, now you can see that in the very first iteration, if you go back, I is 0, so we actually will repeat this 0 times. So this won't even get executed on the very first iteration. So next, when we go back, we loop back around here and get the next value for I, which is 1. And now this code right here will repeat only once. So that is right here. This is that single cube. Next, we're gonna go with, like again, looping back around. Next it's 2. And so we're gonna repeat this code 2 times. So this 1 and 2. And you can see how this for loop is like expanding it on each iteration. All right, I'm gonna change this back to count. And now let's add a third dimension to the scene. And before I do that, what will be our next piece of code that we're gonna add to make sure these cubes are stacked on the z-axis as well? All right, so I hope you guessed what we're gonna do next. And we are just gonna add another for loop right here. I'm gonna set this to k. Again, we're gonna select this by holding shift and hitting the down arrow and then tab to indent. And we're gonna create another calculation for the z coordinate and update this to k. And I'm gonna update this as well. So let's clear the scene and let's run this script. All right, now we have this scene right here. And you can see that now we have 3 dimensions that we're adding using nested for loops. And if you're learning something new today or just enjoying this exercise, make sure to hit the like button. And some of you might say that, hey, I can do the same thing with an array modifier. And you would be right. And also it would be more efficient because the array modifier is using instances where we're just adding new cube objects every single time. But the main idea here is that you can see how you could use nested for loops. And it's actually good that you know that there's another example that it's similar, like what we're doing here, with something that you already know. This helps you connect something that is concrete that you already know, like using the array modifier, and something abstract, like Python for loops, and actually nested for loops, like a for loop in a for loop, right? So when you have a concept that you already know and you're familiar with, and then you add on top something that you're not sure about, maybe you're getting comfortable with these for loops, this is a lot better and it will help you retain this information going forward. All right, and as promised, let's go over some exercises. For your first exercise, I want you to make this scene right here. So what code changes will you need to make to this code to achieve the same result? Hit pause on the video, try it on your own, and I'll explain right after the pause. All right, I hope you were able to achieve that scene. I'll show you how I would have done it, and let's just clear the scene by hitting AX and then delete. And actually the change to achieve that scene is pretty straightforward. It's just updating this right here to 1. So we're like creating this kind of wall cubes, right? So let's run that. And you can see that we have this wall right here. For your second exercise, I want you to create this scene right here. Notice that the first 5 layers of this grid are icospheres, and then the next are cubes. First, try it on your own, and if you're feeling stuck, I'm going to give you a slight hint, and then I'll explain how I would have done it. All right, so pause the video now and try it on your own. All right, for your hint, you would need to use a concept called if statements. And if you don't know what an if statement is, I created a video on that, so I'd recommend to watch one of those videos to see how you can use this in this particular exercise. So go ahead and try to do that. Okay, I hope you managed to solve this exercise, and I would have done it this way. First, I need to make sure that we're looping over all the counts right here. Next, I'm going to clear the scene. I'm going to add an icosphere because we need that code for this icosphere. All right, I'm going to add it right here. So we'll need everything. Oh, I'm just going to delete all of this. I'm just going to copy this location from our cube. And now I'm going to add an if statement. So if k is greater or equal to 5, and then I'm going to add, so when that is true, right, when this Boolean expression is true, then we will we would run this particular code. If it's not true, then we will add the icosphere into the scene. So let's delete everything from the scene and let's rerun the script. Oops. And yes, I need to add this colon, and let's run that again. All right. Okay, you can see that we got that scene that was requested. All right, I hope you learned something new and enjoyed this exercise. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.